But I know really though, there's no pill for this thing called forgiveness, right?
Right.
But there is something we can do, don't you? Isn't there? Or are we helpless?
No, we are never helpless. Absolutely never helpless, because forgiveness is a choice. A lot of times we like to believe that forgiveness is this external force that is dependent upon somebody else's actions. No, 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 no. Forgiveness is dependent upon you, the individual, choosing. And when you're married, both individuals choose, and you bring those choices together to be able to move forward. Stop getting mad at your spouse because they keep asking you time and time again to put it in the hamper. Like, what are you going to do? Accept responsibility for the fact that your wife asked you 5 times to take out the trash. You said you would. You did not. You did not. Now she's saying, hey, what's going on? You have to forgive yourself for the fact that you made a $400 purchase without consulting your spouse. You have to forgive yourself for the lie that you told. You have to accept responsibility for the fact that you shared personal, intimate information about your relationship with your friends, failing to consider your companion's feelings. I mean, Shireen, like you have to take responsibility for your actions.
That's deep. Okay.
So I've got to forgive myself for, let's say, leaving my shoes in front of the door. So when the door opens, it hits my wife. I've got to forgive myself for that.
That's true. I mean, okay. you have to literally, in the forgiveness, what happens is you acknowledge that this is an infraction. You acknowledge that this is not appropriate. You acknowledge that this needs to change. If we never acknowledge, we never have an opportunity to do different.
So, he's messing with you right now, but everything you're saying is real, because just a comic relief. My boots, we have a small rug in front of the door and it's snowy. I leave my boots there so they can dry. And he comes in and he pushes the door open and it comes back in his face. He's like, did you move your boots? But seriously though, what you're saying is we have to admit it.
Yes.
Because I like what Chaplain Dorset said. He said, we, meaning couples, have to own our own stuff. When we don't accept responsibility, our default is to deflect. Isn't that the truth?
Yes.
Isn't that the truth? Yes. Because it's like we want to pretend that it's all perfect with us. My God, don't let me get started. When it's not all perfect with us, right? And it takes a lot of strength and courage to be able to look in the mirror and say, I was wrong, or that was wrong. Don't sweep it under the rug and pretend the boots weren't there, or to pretend whatever wasn't there, but to say that was wrong. Sometimes, Chaplain Benton, I think shame might come into play, where people do something wrong, they're ashamed of it, and they want to sweep it away, not acknowledge it, and pretend like it never happened, expect the spouse to do the same, when you can't really move past that into true forgiveness without calling the thing out by its right name. Jesus said, look, if your brother sin against you, rebuke him. Now, and I don't mean to go and hit them in the head. It means to call it out. By it. You have to be, in order to move past something, and there are couples that are hurting right now. In order to move past that thing that is crippling your marriage, it has to be identified. It has to be acknowledged. You have to accept responsibility. Oh my gosh.